Most men quit their fitness journey not because the training's too hard, but because their why isn't strong enough. If your only reason is, I want to lose a few pounds, then you'll give up the minute things get tough. But when your why is really powerful, nothing will be able to stop you. In this video, I want to walk you through how you can uncover your deep why, the reason that's going to keep you going even when life gets a little bit tough. So when work gets really stressful or your motivation starts to dip a little bit, you'll still be able to work towards your goals. So let's dive straight into it. So I want you to think of your deep why as your fuel, the thing that's going to drive you forward even when things are really, really tough. Losing weight is a surface level goal. Unfortunately, so many guys think that they want to lose weight, but they don't necessarily want to lose weight. They like the idea of losing weight, but it's the surface level goal there that we're talking about. Surface level goals don't keep you going when life gets hard. Life does get hard. Trust me, where you're at right now is easy. You're going to be most motivated when you're first starting the fitness journey. But when things start to get a little bit harder, you're going to lose motivation. You can't always rely on motivation to keep you moving forward. What's going to keep you moving forward is your deep why. The reason why this transformation really, really matters to you. So there's two types of goals. There's surface level goals, which is here on the left. We've got deep why goals, which is here on the right. Some examples of surface level goals that you may have or may have not had in the past would be, I want to lose weight. Lose weight. I want to get in shape. And so on and so forth. An example of a deep why goal would be, I want to play with my kids. I want to feel confident around my partner. And so on and so forth. If you're just living off of surface level goals all the time, you're going to get to a point where you don't see the point on doing it. So when you wake up at 6 a.m. that morning to go and do your workout and it's raining and it's cold and you don't want to get out of bed, then you're going to tell yourself that you're not bothered if you just have a surface level why, one of these goals here on the side. If you're looking at your deep why, the reason you want to do it, because you want to get up and you want to be able to play with your kids long term in the future, you want to feel more confident around your partner, this sort of thing, you're more likely to get out of the bed in the morning, and it's going to keep you going and keep you progressing through the phases much longer term. So let's talk about my deep why. My deep why is one that I'm absolutely not shy talking about. I have kind of 3 or 4 layers to my deep why. So that's the reason why I get up in the morning. My deep why drives me by not just what I do with my health and fitness, but it also drives me in what I do with my business as well. It drives me in every single thing that I do every day. So some of the most important things in my life are my deep why. So number 1 is my daughter. She's only relatively newly born. She's only 4 months old. That is not how you spell daughter. She's only 4 months old. And since she came along, my whole perspective on life is completely flipped. I have no issue getting up at 4 in the morning to go and do my workouts, knowing damn well that when I'm moved further on into the future, that I'm going to be able to stay around this planet for a little bit longer, just to spend a little bit more time with her. Number 2 is my fiance, Lorraine. Before my daughter came along, she was the most important woman in my life, only second to my mother. And I absolutely love Lorraine. I would be absolutely lost without her. And the reason why I want to get up every day is so that I can provide a better life for her. And I want to feel confident when I'm around her so that she gets the most out of our relationship. For me, that is so, so important. And if I didn't have that, I wouldn't have much of a purpose really outside of everything else. Third one is my overall family, my close family. So my brothers, my mom, and my immediate family, some of my cousins and people that I'd be really, really close to. The reason why I do it for them is because I have such a deep connection with them. I see them working hard. It inspires me to work hard. Without them in my life would be pretty meaningless and pointless. So I want to be able to do it for them over a longer period of time. And finally, number 4 is my dad. Unfortunately, my dad is no longer with us. My dad passed away of cancer almost 10 years ago now, I think it was. Around 2 days before my 21st birthday. And ever since he passed away, and even before then, I have based my whole life around him. I train for the sole purpose of the fact that he used to be a bodybuilder. And the reason why I know so much about training that I know now is because he taught me everything he knew when he was alive. And he is the reason why I want to keep pressing forward. And it only makes me sick to think that he didn't get to meet my daughter, his granddaughter. But unfortunately, life is tough and we keep moving forward. That is my deep why. If you can have a really deep why similar to mine, you can go 4 or 5 layers deep, you'll never struggle for motivation. I'm not going to tell you that I don't feel motivated sometimes, because there is days when I don't feel like doing things. There is weeks when I don't actually get things done. But the reason why I'm still doing this now, the reason why I've been training for 16 years, the reason why I've been running my business for the last 2 years and it's been progressively getting better is because of all of this. This is the deep underlying why. This is the thing that keeps me getting up every single morning. So for you, if you're listening to this video, if you're watching this video, for you to get really crystal clear on your deep why, you just need to ask yourself 3 questions to really nail down what is your goal. So the first one is, if I achieve this, how will my life change? What changes about your life if you achieve your fitness goals? If you lose 10 kg, does your life change? Well, it might or it might not. If you lose 10 kg and you're able to run around the kitchen with your daughter, then yes, your life changes massively because you can spend more time with your daughter. If you lose 10 kg and nothing changes, then what's the point on losing 10 kg? So that's the first question you need to ask yourself. The second one is, who else is going to benefit when I step up? When you achieve this goal, who benefits from it? Does your partner benefit from it because you're more confident in the bedroom? You have a better sex life? Or does your daughter benefit from it, or your son benefit from it because you're able to spend more time with them and out playing? Who's going to benefit from it? And the third one is, what happens if I don't make this change? For me, my deep why comes in when I'm putting my daughter down for bed in the evening, or if I'm picking her up in the daytime to give her a cuddle. I've suffered with chronic lower back pain for such a long time, and I'm working my ass off to get away from the chronic lower back pain. And I know that if that chronic lower back pain gets any worse, it's going to start getting in the way of what I can do with my daughter. I won't be able to pick her up. And if I don't fix that, it's going to have a detrimental effect on my relationship with her over long term. So what happens if I don't fix that? It's something really bad. So what happens if you don't change? What happens if you don't achieve your goal? Then that will help you define your deep why you need to do it. That is the reason. So what you need to do is you need to use pain and desire as your compass. All right. So you're going to use there's 2 different things. You either want to, with your deep why, you want to move away from pain. That's the thing that we're looking to do. We're trying to get as far away from pain as possible. And desire, you want to move towards your desires. So let me just give you an example just off the top of my head here. Let's just imagine that you're overweight, you're out of shape, you get out of breath every time you're running around the garden with your son, and the pain is that you can't move at the pace that you want to move. You can't do the things that you want to do with your son. The desire for you is to be able to do all of that stuff. So the reason when you're going to set your goal, you're going to use the 2 things together. So you're going to say, I'm in pain right now. I can't run around the garden with my son, but I would love to be able to run around the garden with my son. So when you wake up in the morning and it's raining and it's cold and it's wet and you don't want to go outside, you're going to say to yourself, yes, but my desire is I want to work towards this so that I can play with my son, so that I can play with my daughter, so that I can play with my friends, whatever it may be. It's extreme examples. And that's what you're going to use to move you towards your goal. Finally, your deep why statement. This is something that you can do right now as an action step when you're watching this video. So if you've got a pen and paper handy like I do, we're going to just put together your deep why statement. This is pretty simple. I'm going to give you an example of what my deep why statement is right now, and you can go and make it yourself. This puts it in writing. When you have it written, you have it labeled, you have it out in the air, have it out in the open, you're far more likely to stick to it because there's going to be less chance that you can bullshit yourself when you actually see it written down. Bullshit yourself in your brain, but you can't bullshit yourself when you see it written on a piece of paper. So the first question is, or complete this sentence, I am doing this because. Why are you doing this? What's the reason for you wanting to drop 15 kg of body fat? For you wanting to build some muscle? Do you just like the idea of doing it? No, you probably don't. There has to be a deeper reason underneath it. So get really, really clear on that. I'll give you an example of this. I'm doing this because I am trying to drop body fat right now because I want to show up as a role model for my daughter, and I want my partner, Lorraine, to look at me and think of me as a leader for my family. That's just how I want to be seen, and that's how I'm acting now in accordance so that I can be seen that way. I refuse to go back to, you don't want to go back to that version of yourself or whatever. That's complete that sentence there. So if I was going to say, I refuse to go back to the person I was 3.5 months ago, before or just after my daughter came, where I was eating like shit, snacking on crap, skipping my workouts, and making stupid excuses. I refuse to be that person. Right now, I'm a new person who doesn't make excuses, who moves the needle every day. And if a week doesn't go quite as it planned, I just move on to the next week and keep progressing forward. And finally, I am becoming the man who. Who's the man that you're becoming? I kind of just answered it there in the last one, but like, what's the man that you're trying to become here? So I am becoming the man who shows up as a role model for my daughter, who turns up and does his workouts without exceptions, without excuses. If there is a week where things aren't going well, as I said, I'm just going to put it behind me and I'm going to move on to the next one. So remember, really, really important, surface level goals will not be able to keep you moving towards the overall end goal. You will more than likely fail when it comes to dropping body fat and getting in shape, or even overall transformation, if you don't know what your real deep why is. So we need to get very, very clear on what our deep why is so that we can make the changes that we need to actually be motivated to move forward. Stop relying on motivation. Motivation will get you started, but it will not keep you going long term. Get really, really clear on what you're doing with your deep why, and I promise you, and I guarantee you, that you will see massive, massive changes in your health and fitness over the next couple of weeks, months, and years. If you don't, come back, quote this video, and tell me I'm an idiot.